5:30. This is Tuesday, December 10th. We'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. This is a change of time in December from our regular meeting that's on Thursday, but it was properly posted because of conflict on our regular meeting date. But let the record reflect that the change was properly posted. I'm going to go ahead and waive the Pledge of Allegiance this evening. We have items on the agenda that we do need to get to. One question for the clerk. Was the Sheriff's Department notified, or are we not going to have a deputy this evening?
We will not have a deputy.
Won't have a deputy this evening, but we will get copies of the of their information on our calls for service and get those distributed at the proper time. Can we go ahead and have the clerk call the roll call, please?
Counselor Munson?
Present.
Counselor Sturgeon? Here. Counselor Sean?
Present.
Counselor Trump?
Here.
Counselor Henderson?
Here. All right, let the record reflect we do have a quorum. The approval of the agenda, prior to that, just note that we did have this sent out for everyone, so they've had an opportunity to take a look at the agenda. Unless there's any changes to it, clerk?
No changes.
All right, no changes to the agenda. Seek a motion to approve the agenda as submitted.
So moved.
Moved by Saracen, second by Menson. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion carries. We'll skip item 5. As I stated, we'll get that sheriff's report out once it comes. Item number 6 is the mayor's report. I don't have a lot to go over this evening, other than to thank everybody for setting up and the items that were for Christmas in the city of Alburnett. I know several different people have done several different functions for doing that, and we'll have more items to be done within the city. Secondly, I want to wish all the citizens and the council, as well as the folks present and staff, wish them all a Merry Christmas, and I hope all your holidays are safe for that, and as we go into the new year. And then finally, I want to thank the folks that are serving on the council again, and for Josh, for your service to the council. We will miss you on the council with us. So those are my comments. We'll go ahead and move to item number 7, which are the council reports. And we're going to start on the right with, well, you know what? We're not. We're going to let Josh think about everything that he wants to say from his time that he has served. So we'll start on the left with Councilman Minton.
You already said everything I was going to say about Christmas and Josh, and so that's my report.
One thing I forgot, you're a birthday boy within the last week or so, right? A big one.
Yeah, I don't remember, a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Thursday.
40, right?
40.
All right. Okay. I just wanted to get that on the record.
For the record.
So in case anyone didn't know how old you were. All right. You're welcome.
5th
All right.
December 1979. I was there.
Well, happy birthday.
Thanks.
All right, Councilman Saracen.
Nothing for me.
Councilman Jones.
I just want to do the Christmas thing, that you repeat what you said. Plus, I'd like to thank Danielle for the effort that she's put in on special projects here lately. The building, building fund, working on QuickBooks and the effort that she spent on the library.
Councilman Trump.
I have nothing extra to add.
All right, this ought to be good.
Jeez, thanks for putting me on. Obviously, I just want to thank all of you guys for all the time and effort that you put into the council. I think we have a great leadership structure and great people in leadership roles for our community, and that's important. As we keep moving forward, and I'm excited for where you guys are going to take Alburnett, and I'll be on the other side in those chairs, making sure that you do so.
Well, I know we'll continue to work together with your role within the school, so we look forward to that. And in a couple of years, you've certainly got the opportunity to come back to the council. So, all right. Well, thank you. And item number 8 is citizen comments. Here in the city of Alburnett, we have 2 types of comments. Citizens can make comments based upon agenda items and non-agenda items. This would be the time for any citizens that like to make comments on agenda items. If you choose to do so, you'll have state your name and address clearly for the record. You have up to 5 minutes to do so. Any agenda item comments from citizens?
You got nothing.
Okay, hearing none, then we'll move on to non-agenda items. Any citizens will make non-agenda item comments? Okay, then having none of those, we'll go ahead and move forward to item number 9, which is the written reports. First up is the fire department. There is a copy of written reports within your packet. I'm sure you've had an opportunity to review those. And then we'll also hear from the chief, fire chief now. Any other comments you'd like to make, chief?
I don't think so. I think that new website or that thing that you made is pretty good. You seem like it.
Any,
We added a supply request on there, so
Oh,
I got a text from TJ to get some ink and some things ordered, so we thought that might be a better way
yeah,
to.
'cause I'm not buying t-shirts.
Yeah, we just added that to the drop down, so we got all the truck numbers, station and supplies.
Cool.
council, any questions for the fire chief? Okay, having none, we'll move on to item B, which is the public works report. Also within your packet there, I'm sure you've had an opportunity to review it. Go ahead and recognize the public works director for further comments.
Did we need action on the coats?
It's an item under new business.
Sorry, thank you.
Two minor things to add. Kent has had an issue at one of his convenience stores with help, so he's not left us, but he's concentrating on getting that personnel issue fixed, so he's not coming in on a regular basis like he was, but his training went well, so no concern from me. And that leads into the fact we're planning on being out of town the 30th of December through the 5th of January. But he said no problem, as far as doing the daily water sampling and snow removal if necessary. By then he should have a handle on everything. So he's prepared for that, and I intend to talk to John too in case there's a snow event that he could help Kent if necessary. So that's all I have.
I can help also, I'm off those 2 weeks,
Oh, sweet.
because I don't do that anymore.
Nice. That's
Um,
fantastic.
Just make sure we have contact information
Okay.
during that time if need be. All right, very good. Any, council, any questions for Public Works Director? All right, we'll move on to item 9C then, the city clerk's report. Also, any information that you have within your packet. And we'll go ahead and recognize the clerk. Any further information for us?
We had a demo from TownCloud for an agenda app and a web-based agenda meeting minute program. I sent out a link to you guys. I don't know if anybody had a chance to look at it, and if you do, or if you have, just looking for some feedback. The cost is $50 a month. There's no contractual obligation, so it's just the monthly, the fee if we decide it's something we want to utilize if we like it.
I checked all this on my phone. I couldn't get it down from my phone.
You could not.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I didn't screw something up.
Okay. It's supposed to work with like all the different
I'll have to go back and try it again.
devices, so.
Right, try right now.
It's supposed to work on all the stuff, but the one nice thing is it puts all of your attachments, all of your packet items right with the agenda item, which helps keep from having to sort. It could lead us to having tablets or something for the council members to follow through on the meetings.
So, I think now it works. No, it doesn't.
We can look at it and see.
Oh, now it does.
Okay, before I
Okay, sorry.
anything else, Dan?
No.
Before I turn it over to council for questions, Danielle, I would just reiterate what Councilman Sean said, that on her clerk's report here, you have several items that are going on based on your report here, and some of these are important items because they include changes to some of the ways that we've been doing business, so just make sure that we stay cognizant of that, because these could be future actions for council. All right, any questions for the clerk, council?
Do you have any time planned off over the holidays?
All that dedication. Perfect. All right, then we'll move on to item number 10, which is the approval of the consent agenda. Do we have any changes to consent?
We have some bills that were added late. I guess you should all have a copy. There's the Woodward Community Media, which is the Lynn newsletter invoice for $183.81. There is an invoice from Quality Flow Systems, which was approved last month for the replacement of the lift station pump for $6,620, which does include that $1,000 credit. And then there's an invoice from Keystone that we just received for due for $159.50. And then, I had one other payroll item that we realized we had missed. I did not realize that we were paying for, what?
Yearly,
Certificate.
for my certificates.
So in January of 2019, we should have paid Guy $750, $250 for each of his certificates, and that did not get paid. So I need to pay that for 2019, and then that'll also happen again in January 2020, so.
It's a total of $750?
$750, yeah, I'll pay in December, and then I'll have to pay another $750 in January for the next year.
Is that the only items for, added to the consent?
Yes.
Any issues here?
No,
All right, any questions about consent before we move?
I signed it.
Just one quick on the certificates, not that I'm arguing, is that documented in the handbook, right?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, just so we have the documentation to back that up.
And I went back and pulled the payroll history report to make sure we didn't miss it, or that we hadn't missed it.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, then with those items added to consent or amended as such, then I'd seek a motion to approve consent agenda as amended.
So moved.
Moved by Shantz.
Second.
Second by Trum. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion carries. Thank you. We'll go ahead and move on to new business. Item number 11. The first item is the fire department requesting for a purchase for reflective jackets and medical bags. There is information available for you to review here. We'll go ahead and recognize the fire chief and he can explain further.
Can I borrow yours? I gave it away.
The coats are $104.95 each. To get them printed, I just have to put Alburnett Fire on the back. It's $7.45 coat for $149. There's a one-time setup fee of $55. They said there's a $25 art fee, which if you just get the letters and nothing, we'll waive that. So it's a total of $23.28 for the coats. And here's a picture of pink coats, because we need to pick the fire station. I know, they're a rocket. Then I thought maybe once we got the coats, it's got a removable liner, maybe have something embroidered with the logo up here or something later.
Did you have a cost on the medical bag?
We're gonna wait.
Oh,
Okay, so you're seeking approval for the 2328. This is for the
Yeah.
codes this evening?
I didn't know if, you wanted to get a coat with nothing on the back, if they would do that.
Oh, I guess I hadn't thought about it.
I mean, if we're ordering coats.
Is it a coat you like?
Well, yeah, I mean, I hadn't really seen it, but I was thinking I probably should have a high-vis coat for wintertime, because I don't, I'm wearing a black short coat.
Yeah.
You
I mean, I
know.
would assume they'd just ship some without the lettering on it,
The
but.
only reason I asked was, I'm really picky with my coats.
Yeah,
Acme Tools is a really nice high-vis coat for $80.
oh, okay,
It's got the removable liner.
yeah. I
Not trying to
guess-
stray away from this, but
No,
maybe
that's,
look around.
having not looked at it, maybe that would be best just to go that route, so, thank you for the
This is-
offer though.
This is probably a better coat,
This has the rip stop and stuff that gets a hole, it won't keep ripping.
Oh.
so that might be.
I'll show it to you.
I guess it doesn't matter to me, it's more up to you if you wanna put one extra on the list that doesn't say Alburnett Fire, I'm sure I'll wear it, I'm not terribly fussy when it comes to that sort of thing, so.
I don't have a problem with that. My employer buys me a coat. Every 3 years, what they buy me a coat.
Mine by me, so too.
Chief, you have the funding in your budget, correct?
Yeah.
I think there's about 30, would you say 30,000 in
yeah.
there? We don't know what expenses you're gonna have between now and
Just gonna be 2 SCBA tanks and probably 5 more bunker gear.
I didn't hear you.
Just like probably 5 more bunker gear, and then we have 2 left in the SCBA tanks to buy.
Further discussion on this, council? It's a pleasure here.
I would make a motion that we purchase the coats, with the potential addition for Public Works if he decides that he would like one. So I didn't do the math on what that total would be. The 2328 plus 105.
$149.
He wouldn't have any rent on
Oh,
his,
sorry.
so 105 just for the coat.
You're right.
2433.
Okay, so we have a motion for 2328 this evening with the option of an additional 104.95 for the fire coats from Saracen.
Second.
Second by Hendrickson. Any other discussion on this? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion carries. Let me take care of that, chief, though. Order in. All right, very good. All right, then we'll move on to item number B, which is the budget workshop schedule for January. Do you have,
I put a calendar in the packet.
yeah, okay, here we go. I think
We
it's the
just
last
need to
page.
start, we need to try to find a date that will work. The Iowa legislature last year passed a new law that affects the budget, and there's another hearing that's required and another publication that's required. So we need to get started as soon as possible, so we can get both of the hearings in. We have to post notice for both of those, so. A lot to get done in a short amount of time.
Just, do you have a preference on?
I don't really,
The council meeting is on the 9th.
doesn't really matter to me. I like to sit down with Danielle sometime and go over a proposal. So at least her and I are on the same page. We give some information then to feed the other people,
Yeah.
the other councilmen as to what we can there as far as what payments that we have to make and our known expenses that we have.
So Chester, if you did that, say the first week here, like the 5th, would the sometime, you probably wouldn't wanna have a workshop before the 12th then?
Oh, I don't know when. Yeah, let's see, I don't know whether we'd have it ready for the next council meeting or not, I don't know. Maybe we could come up with something, just a handout for everybody to look at, so you're familiar with it, with that work, or
So we're thinking the week of the 13th, scheduling a workshop meeting.
Have a handout ready by the meeting on the 9th, and then a meeting, actual workshop,
right, again, or later.
like on the 14th or something like that.
13th or 14th, that would work.
Does anybody have issues with availability or preference on days and times?
So it'll be the evening of the 13th or the 14th for budget workshop, budget planning, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
I would shoot
Yeah.
for the 14th.
14th?
14th?
For earlier or later?
No, it could take a couple hours, so.
5:30, 6?
I don't care.
5:30 is a little tight for me, 'cause that's when my wife gets home,
6:30? 7?
or 6.
6. 6 on the 14th.
5:45 would be fine too.
5:55.
How about tentatively 6 PM on the 14th for budget planning, tentatively? Any other comments on this? Okay.
Maybe Danielle and I will get
Okay.
together then,
That sounds good.
sometime in that time frame before the meeting. Kind of go over things and come up with a handout for you guys.
And then, Steve, if you can try to get some information to the
If anybody
community,
knows of
the
anything that you
community
want
for the fire department.
specific, let us know.
Well, I can always think of a few things I'd like to have.
I may not get budgeted.
Okay. All right, very good. Anything else on that? Danielle? Okay, all right. That'll take us up to 11C, which is the City Hall Station Extension and Organization Project. I believe Guy is gonna comment on this one.
Yeah, biggest point behind this is being better organized and being more efficient in our workspaces up in this area. There's many different haphazard, odds and ends as far as furniture goes, starting with my desk and moving all the way past the edge of Danielle's desk. So I did a little research, 10-foot countertop pieces at Menards are only $77 a piece, basically. And Welter's has used, 2-drawer file cabinets. Danielle would like to move away from the binders on the bookshelf and get her daily use stuff into files. And that would facilitate that. We could get rid of all the different heights and different, kinds of furniture that's over there, get more actual work surface, and get her, all of her daily use stuff in files, and also make the front end of the building look better for roughly $832. We would move her desk away from the wall just a little bit, and the counter would go all the way from this little 2-drawer file cabinet that's right here, all the way past the far edge of her desk. Be a continuous surface, 20 feet worth of countertop.
Have you considered like the lateral big files, or are you talking like the 2 drawers like?
We were talking the 2 drawers, we discussed that, we may retain the one lateral file that we do have, cause it's black, it
Sometimes
would
they're
match
in.
up, so, you know, and, it would give Danielle a whole nother work surface, she could roll a chair underneath too, if we space the file cabinets right. If she's got things that she needs to lay out in front of her, she can have that as well. And I don't need much desk, and so even though it'd be a little shallower than what I've got, that is not gonna bother me in the slightest, so.
I know we're on a longer term lease now with auto renews, but, anything you're gonna buy is something we can take with us if we
Yes,
need to.
yes, always have that in mind, we can take it with us, absolutely. Only thing I might have to do extra is possibly have, I know Cam Ford has a biscuit joiner to join the 2 countertops so that they don't, if I have trouble getting a smooth surface, I might have to have him help me biscuit those 2 tops together so that they're smooth, so.
Okay. Any, questions?
Was you looking for a motion for that, or?
Well, yeah, it's technically under my spending, but I wanted to, because we're doing something to change City Hall, I wanted some sort of approval. I don't know if it's worthy of a motion or not, but, if that's what you need to do.
You wanna document is what you're trying to say.
Exactly, and make sure you understand what I'm doing and the reason behind it, so.
I make a motion, we approve up to $1,000 for the City Hall Workstation Extension and Organization Project.
Second.
Motion by Saracen, a second by Trump. Any discussion on this? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion carries. You'll go ahead and take care of
Yes,
that then?
thank you.
Very good. We have no formal old business unless there's a topic from last month anyone wants to
I
discuss.
do, I have a question
Sure.
about the digital sign. Was anything more done about that?
We're still waiting on, some other quotes to see if that Media Quest quote we got is in the ballpark or whatever. I talked with one other, with, CR Signs, they were up, and the person from Nesper just said he shouldn't need to meet with me, he was gonna come take a look at it when he was up in this area, and I haven't heard back from either of those 2, but it's in the works, so.
Okay, any, before we adjourn here, any comments from council? All right, before we adjourn, once again, everybody have a Merry Christmas. Make sure you have a safe December and a Happy New Year, since we won't be back together before January. And we'll take care of all of this other business then through the month that we need to get taken care of then. All right, then I would seek a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Menson,
Second.
second by Trump. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. We are adjourned.